I'll do. But if it was up to me and I knew my job was safe, I'm trading for Chapman. You got to go get yourself a closer. I mean, Keegan Aikens, thank God he's done for the year. Ryan Helsley's going to be done for the year. I mean, you have to get somebody that you can trust in the back end every night if you're going to try and right the ship.
A lefty
Start
too.
off a lefty too. I mean, you start out, you go get a Aroldis Chapman. If you're feeling ballsy, you go get Tarek Skubal. I mean, that's
Oh, so you're coming in as the new
why
general
not?
manager, and you're just saying fuck the farm system, and you're
Fuck the
just going
farm.
coming in
Fuck the
guns
farm.
blazing. You're saying, hey, we're 9 games out. We're going to be the biggest buyers of the deadline. Buy Jackson Holiday. Buy
I'm going to
Dylan
be honest with
Beavers.
you. I'm going to be honest with you for a second here. I mean, you got to pay Tarek Skubal. I mean, if you trade for Tarek Skubal, you got to pay him, but
1,000%. It
you
can't
have
be
the
another
money to do
Corbin
it.
Burns situation. It
I'm
cannot
going to
be a
sit here
Corbin Burns
and
situation.
once again, I got to preface with this. I give Michael Elias a ton of shit. David Rubenstein got a lot of flack in my tweet last week. You come in
He's
here,
been
we
spending.
we rolled out a red carpet for you. We did everything. You were supposed to be everything to us. Spend the money like you did this offseason. Pay Tarek Skubal. All of a sudden, I'll trade Jackson Holiday. I'll trade Dylan. As much as I love Dylan Beavers, I'll trade these guys to go get a Tarek Skubal because you can't tell me having Tarek Skubal in your rotation doesn't equate to a playoff team. I mean, that's Jackson Holiday is 1,000 at bats in, and he's played like dog shit. And I'd rather start Blaze Alexander every day. Go ahead.
Can I make one rebuttal to that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So let's say the Orioles they trade Aaron Estrada for a Aroldis Chapman, right? Or Enrique Bradfield Jr. and Braxton
Deal.
Bragg for a Aroldis Chapman, right? You're
Deal.
anywhere from 7th to 15th, one or two of those prospects, sure. You get Chapman, you're still 8 games under. Then you go and say, you know what, we're going to give Jackson Holiday, Dylan Beavers, Wahiwa Aloy.
I don't think it's going to cost that much. I just don't.
I don't think it will
It
either.
does, but
I don't
it
think it
doesn't.
will either.
I'd
But
still do it. I'd still do it.
Okay, so good. So you're trading away Jackson Holiday, Trey Gibson, and Heston Kjerstad, another MLB ready guy. Whatever. You're giving them 3 players to bring in the Skubal, who's fresh off an arm surgery, who's still pitching fairly well, who needs an extension, right? You're 8 games under. You go. Does Tarek Skubal get the Orioles to 500 by himself, especially with the subtraction of Holiday, Gibson, Beavers?
Are these
Like,
subtractions?
does
These guys haven't been
Skubal?
here all year.
No, they haven't. But what I'm trying to understand and gauge on your scale is
Yeah.
where this team is now. Does Skubal even Skubal's going to make us better, no doubt about it. But does he make us 9 games better, 10 games better in only 2 months, 3 months?
I think that Tarek Skubal brings you at least 5 to 6 games better. I think that you can
The
confidently
offense
say,
has got to score at least a run though in those games.
sure, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like DeGrom with the Mets, but if Tarek Skubal comes here and he wins you 5 or 6 games because he's pitching 7, 8 innings, giving up 1 run, and then you're turning it over to Chapman, that's better than what we've had. I mean, we're sitting here right now. The Orioles have had a top 10 rotation since June 1st, but the record doesn't show for it. And that's partially on the hitting, and there's days that the pitching doesn't show up, and the bullpen especially hasn't showed up. But we talked about you gotta buy some, you gotta sell some. Tarek Skubal is the perfect move for this team for the future. Because if you go into this offseason and you pay Tarek Skubal, all of a sudden, Jackson Holiday has not made this team better this year. I don't see a world where Jackson Holiday makes this team better in the next 2 years, really. I mean, I hope he does, but I just don't. He hasn't. I mean, there's 1,000 at bats on track here. This isn't.
No, I'm with you.
This isn't a fluke, and it's starting to get to the point where it's like, okay. You mentioned Heston Kjerstad. Heston Kjerstad's hitting 300 in AAA right now. He's on fire. Heston Kjerstad's 27 years old. We drafted him 2nd overall 6 years ago. I'm at the point where as much as I want to sit here and say we have these prospects, we look great, you go down the list, the Vance Honeycutt's 50% strikeout rate in single A. These guys haven't panned out. So, you know what? Yeah, Tarek Skubal's coming off of an arm injury. I'm paying him. I'm trading for him. I'm paying him. Dylan Beavers would hurt, but the Orioles outfield is kind of weird right now, and it's a whole of a hell lot easier to acquire outfielders than it is aces, especially
Yeah,
left-handed
yeah,
aces.
you're right.
So, you know, I, does this team make the playoffs this year? Probably not. Does this team have the talent to win the World Series this year? No. But you're 4 games out right now, 4 games out, and you're 8 under. I mean, that just goes to show how bad the American League is. A Tarek Skubal move, when your direct competitors right now are Seattle and Toronto, when you're trying to climb up the ladder, and those guys have Dylan Cease throwing fucking no
Yeah,
hitters through 8 innings. I mean, these guys have guys. We're relying on Brandon Young to. I mean, last weekend Brandon Young had his state mandated, really bad outing. It happens once every 2 months.
yep,
So we're gonna get a great Brandon Young tomorrow, and then we got to face a lefty Saturday. And what version of Kyle Bradish are we gonna get? We got an okay, decent version of Trevor Rogers today, thankfully. But then Sunday it's Shane Baz. What version of Shane Baz are you gonna get?
sure.
There's just so many question marks.
You know, there are a lot of question marks, but the biggest question mark is like, does Scooble get traded? Right. Like, and
I
the
think it's no
Tigers,
doubt.
they've been playing some better baseball recently. They're only 4.5 games under too. They'd be foolish not to trade him, but it's like, does Scooble go to a team that's trying to make the playoffs, or does Scooble go to a team that is already, pretty damn safe in the playoffs, like a Braves,
You
to
know who I
where
think is going to
they're
be
a
a
little
sleeper
more
team for
exploded?
them? I think I
Who?
think the Red Sox are going to be a sleeper team for Scooble.
So that would be
The
something.
the Red Sox have worked their way back into only being like 3 out.
Yeah, they
Ranger
have
Suarez Ranger Suarez just went on the DL for groin strain.
on
You
the
know,
DL, on the down low.
down low, the injured list, whatever
You went on the DL Hall for a groin strain.
the old woke crowd calls it nowadays. It's the DL where I grew up. You know, that's the kind of team you trade like a Marcelo Meyer. You trade somebody just to go get Tarek Skubal.
Yeah, sure.
They have the talent to do it. So,
Yeah,
and that's a team. I mean, Craig Breslow is, an analytical idiot, but stats show for themselves with Tarek Skubal. I'll say that.
it'll be it'll be interesting to see what the Tigers do with Scooble. But the one thing I will say though is I think it's highly unlikely that the Orioles trade for him unless Mike Elias is like, okay, I need a move that saves my job, that is high risk, high reward, and by high reward I mean like a guy that is going to win us back-to-back playoff series this year. And it seems like Scooble's a guy that could do that for you. He's done it in the past for the Tigers, and you're just gonna have to, hope that they can win the next series or two, or the next series here with Kansas City heading into the All-Star break. Or not heading into after the All-Star break, right?
Well, we got Kansas City these next three, and then the All Star break.
That's right. That's right.
So,
That's right.
but it's like I said, Tyler, a couple weeks ago to you and Freddie. I mean, we don't know what version of Michael Elias we're going to get here because
We
we
don't.
all know Michael Elias. We hope his job is on the line. I mean, for all we know, David Rubenstein's just totally okay with just making profit. Doesn't really give a shit about what happens on the field, which could be the case. I don't take it. I don't take it for granted. This guy doesn't care.
Yeah.
He's fine writing his books, getting his bobbleheads. But if Michael Elias does care, is Michael Elias going to bring it all down with him and say, I'm going to trade for everything and go for it, no matter whether we're 10 games or 5 games under? Or does Michael Elias have this cautious approach and think, okay, my job's still in my hand. I'm gonna do what we did last year, which to me is a
Sure.
smart thing to do. I mean, you
It
said
was
what
very
would
smart.
the three things that I would do as the Orioles GM? First thing I said, Aroldis Chapman. Second thing I said, Tarek Skubal. Third thing would be trading Taylor Ward. Taylor Ward, power hasn't been there, and his on base percentage is great. He was playing a lot better at the start of the year, but that's the kind of guy you're not going to resign, and you're going to bring some sort of value in. And whether you flip what you get for Taylor Ward for Scooble or for whoever,
Mhm.
that's added value that you got to bring in. You got to sell 2 months of Taylor Ward for 6+ years of eligibility for someone else. You have to.
Yeah. And 735 OPS as a higher on base than he has slugging. That's not Taylor Ward esque, but I promise you there is a team that values that. I
Begging for
mean,
that.
there
Begging for that.
so many teams need a guy that out of their two holes is going to get on base for you once, maybe twice a game, but 100% guaranteed, but is going to strike out or
You're
not deliver with runners in
you're
scoring position.
you're
Taylor
you're
Ward
telling
has,
me You're telling me a team like the Marlins wouldn't want Taylor Ward to come in? That team, all they do
sure,
is get on base, steal bases, and bunt.
yeah,
I love watching the Marlins play baseball. They play it the right way. They pitch great. Taylor Ward would be the perfect guy to bring in there. with the hope maybe his bat comes back along with the power. But even if it
That's what
doesn't,
I was just gonna say.
if
Who?
he's got a 736 OPS, the Marlins need that. That's
Yeah,
perfect to put with Kyle Stowers, Otto Lopez. I mean, those guys are playing good ball. Shout out
they
to the
have a
Marlins.
yeah. I mean, massive shout out. The Marlins is actually a team that he kind of wanted to talk about being a potential fit for Taylor Ward. I mean, they need guys that can get on base to, have guys on base for their RBI drivers. Liam Hicks, Kyle Stowers. I mean, they have an abundance of really really strong young talent. Um, Hernandez is balling. Owen Casey's balling. Otto
Max
Lopez
Meyer's been
leading the MLB.
untouchable this year.
Who?
Max Meyer, he's been untouchable
Max
this year.
Meyer's been untouchable. Liam Hicks is like one of the better catching first basemen in the league. I mean, this is a really young and fun team. And you know that the Orioles and Marlins have made trades in the past that usually have gone the Marlins' way. Why don't we do it again? Give us a prospect or two for Taylor Ward, and I promise you, Ward is going to end the season with 20 home runs because that's just what's going to happen. But I really like the fit for Miami. I think it definitely is an option. And Baltimore should be smart to trade away Ward because the thing is, though, is he brought him in for power, and he hasn't been doing that. Why let a guy that is on basing 380 for 370, who was supposed to be a top of your order bat that was going to drive in runs for you? He's not doing that. Why would you just let him get reps away from guys like Beavers, like guys like Kirstead? And then I think you trade him away, you call up Kirstead, then you'll start to see maybe, all right, this team can maybe get it going. But I don't know. I do think trading Ward, though, is smart because I said it even when Ward had an 890 OPS in the first 2 months of the year. I was like, this isn't a guy the Orioles should re-sign. They don't really have Elias doesn't really have an eye for giving contracts out to corner outfielders, given the
They can't
Tyler
field.
O'Neill in left field. So it's one of those situations where
Hey,
you don't.
is Tyler O'Neill going to play himself into a nice trade in the next 3 weeks?
He
He's just
could.
going to.
And Clay, I want to talk about that, but we will do it after I give one more quick shout out to our friends at O Squared Residential Design. Just like we build winning sports content, O Squared builds winning kitchens and bathrooms. They're a woman owned, family operated company right here in the state of Maryland. Excellence in every square inch. Check them out at osquaredesign.com. That's osquaredesign.com. You made a comment right before I said that, Clay, that I want to talk about a little bit. Tyler O'Neill. So I'm looking at my script here, and segment 2, as you guys can see on the right, time to sell. And I go, who are the Orioles' best trade candidates? Right here, I've listed in order of like guys that would probably have the hottest market and get us the most back. Yenier Cano,
Gone.
Trevor Rogers, Rico
Gone.
Garcia, Taylor Ward, Tyler O'Neill last. But that I wrote the script before O'Neill even hit a homer today. So now, like maybe that price
Now he's got
comes up a little.
3. I mean, and don't get me wrong. I mean, if Tyler O'Neill can, I'm not saying he's going to hit 3 homers and 3 straight at bats for the next 3 weeks, but if
That'd be
Tyler
cool.
O'Neill gets to the point that you can say, you know what, he's getting paid what 16, 17 a year. We'll pay you if there's $24 million left. We'll pay you $12 million to take the rest of this contract.
Sure.
Give us a DSL guy. I do it. You
I
you
would.
cut you cut half of the salary you got to pay Tyler O'Neill, and you get a Dominican Summer League guy. You do it, 100%.
And this was tweeted out by Jacob Calvin Meyer. Tyler O'Neill since May 25th has a 281 batting average, a 359 on base percentage, a 579 slug, which is good for a 938 OPS. His OPS on the season has jumped from 487 to now 662 over this stretch. He's becoming a guy.
He's I mean
And you look at
196, 6 homers, 12 ribs, but
I don't care about the baseline numbers. I care about what he's been
yeah.
doing recently and how he's been swinging the bat leading up to the end of July. And it seems like every year there are always a handful of teams that are in the market for a right-handed outfield bat. It's always the Phillies. It's always the Padres. I don't think that changes this year. It's going to be those two guys. Who were the three other suitors? I think if the Cardinals are legit about wanting to like go in around this young core, bring him back. Bring him back. Lars Nootbaar isn't doing anything for you. Give another guy alongside Jordan Walker, right? Like, why not? He can DH
Shout out Jordan
for
Walker,
you.
bro. I'm so happy to see Jordan Walker finally panning out to be the guy
I
that
am
I thought he
too.
was.
I am
Him and
too.
Nolan Gorman, I thought were going to be the future of baseball.
Yeah, well, Nolan Gorman has fallen off a cliff, but they have Ivan Herrera, Jordan Walker, Alec Burleson, who's like fourth in the league in RBIs, and JJ Weatherholt. A really fun young core. Go bring your guy back in Tyler O'Neill, who had a 6-3 WAR season with you his rookie year. Go bring
Please,
him back.
please.
But all I'm saying here is like there are a multitude of guys that the Orioles could trade, and I think O'Neill and Ward are certainly one of them. They will trade, I hope, at least one. They're not going to trade both. I'm not even
I
certain
hope they
that they're
do.
going to trade one. I hope they trade both. I'm not even certain that they trade one. We'll see what happens. But I want to talk about those other guys that I had listed: Yennier Cano, Rico Garcia, and Trevor Rogers. We'll start off with Cano. He's having a fantastic year. Um,
Finally.
should compare to what he was doing last season, he has been nails. Yennier Cano has a 2.4 ERA on the season in 30 innings. He has 8 holds. He's only given up 1 home run, which is shocking considering what he was doing last year. He has an 8.1 K per nine, a 107 whip. Like, he's just back to being vintage. But the thing that I will say, though, is he's they haven't been working him nearly as much as I thought they would be. Albert Suarez has more innings than him. Tyler Wells has way more innings than him. Rico Garcia has 9 more innings than him. Even Anthony Nunez, who was out for like the past like 3 weeks because he was down in AAA, has more innings than him. Yennier Cano actually only has 29 innings on the year, which confuses me because he has been healthy throughout the whole season.
I don't
I
know
don't
why
know.
Albie doesn't like using them in clutch situations. I mean,
No, well,
I've,
he does. The
I,
thing is, though, is he'll bring him in with bases loaded with 2 outs, and he'll pick up the strikeout. Then he won't throw him out for the 9th inning or for the 8th inning. It's like, what are you
I
doing
mean,
here?
the amount of times I can count on my hands, and maybe it's only 2 or 3 times, but that's still 2 or 3 times too many that I've seen Andrew Kittredge trotting out for the ninth instead of Yennier Cano.
Well, the
And
thing with Andrew Kittredge is that he'll trot out with a guy on first. He'll walk the 2 batters. He'll load up the bases with 0 outs. Then he'll either K the side or he'll like give up like 4 straight runs. But anyways, we're not talking about Kittredge because he's gonna stay. No one wants that old fuck.
fuck no.
But Yennier Cano is a guy that I think was going to have a lot of interest throughout the whole league. I would be really upset if the Orioles were to trade him, just because I think that he's a guy that, if you get Felix Bautista back next year, Helsley, I'm pretty sure, is going to opt in to his
Yeah, I
team.
mean, it's his fucking
To his
arm's dead.
Right. He'll definitely opt into his team
Yeah,
option. It's like you can have a really strong backing of the bullpen if these guys are healthy. And it starts with Cano, who's kind of been the bread and butter of your bullpen for the past 4 seasons now. I don't know what team is going to be in the market for a reliever, but it seems like every
everybody.
contending team is always going to want a reliever with experience and with a sinker, slider, and now a splitter in his combination. So I think Cano is going to have a really, really, really nice market. And same with Rico Garcia, even though he's been very, very poor this summer. The Garcia insanity run is over, I fear. June and July have not been very kind to him. But that's why you trade him now, man. Get as much as you can for him. Like, I think his
With the
ERA is
control you
still
have,
below 3. He has a 2.75 ERA this season. Like, see what you can get for him. In the month of July, he has a 4.91 ERA. He gave up 2 earned runs in that start against or in that outing yesterday or 2 days ago. Yeah, no, yesterday against Chicago. But the month of June was rough. 10 in the third, 6.97 ERA. Um, it just seems like he's like slowly losing it. Like, you can't be perfect forever. I never expected him to be perfect forever. But like that's why you trade him now to try and get something for him. Do you think that's a good or bad
100%.
idea?
And yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think, as much as I like Rico Garcia, I think the underlying thing can say, hey, look, he was really great the first 2 months and he's had kind of a weaker summer, but that was because we pitched him every day. You put him in a spot where he can go be low leverage, pitch the sixth or seventh inning for a team. Teams crave that. Teams aren't looking at Rico Garcia to be your closer, and if they are, they're not good enough to win it all. Rico Garcia
Sure.
coming in to be a sixth or seventh inning guy, even if it's the Yankees and the Yankees call you and say, "Hey, we'll give you X, Y, Z," that's the kind of team that will do that move in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
Yankees love those kind of
definitely.
moves.
1,000%. And I think Rico still has a lot left in the tank. I'm just hoping that maybe he can rebuild that trade value here before the end of the month. All right, final players. Or actually, second to final player that we're going to talk about because if you read the script play, we got a spicy topic coming up. But Trevor Rogers, he is
I go so
such an
back and forth.
he's such an odd pitcher. I think I'm past the point of re-signing him just because whatever he was doing in the month of May and April scared the piss out of me. Like he started off the season great, 7 innings, 3 hits, 5 Ks on opening day. You're like, all right, cool, we got Trevor Rogers back against Texas. His next start, 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs. You're like, all right, cool. Game after that, 6 innings, 2 earned runs. You're like, all right, we got Trevor. And oops, sorry. And then it just goes on a run. 4 earned runs, 5 earned runs, 3 earned runs, only 1 2/3, 6 earned runs, 7 earned runs, 4 earned runs, 4 earned runs, and then 1 earned run, 3 earned runs, 1 earned run, 0 earned runs, 1 earned run, 0 earned runs. And I was like, oh my God, we
He's
have
back.
we have sub 2 ERA Trevor Rogers back. Yay.
I
But
mean,
I just don't want to pay that pitcher
the
that much
inconsistency
money.
of it.
Yeah, especially because like it's not like his baseball savant page is great. It's not like he's a big swing and miss guy. He's just the lefty that's going to force you to put the ball in play, and like he'll generate a few whiffs and he'll get up in the count. He's a very like psychological pitcher. Like he'll fuck with your brain, but he's
Might have
not gonna.
autism,
I don't want to say he does, but
but he
I don't want
might.
to.
I mean,
I don't want to make that assumption. But the one thing that I will say is that if Trevor Rogers is in a playoff game, do you really trust the guy to mow down the Yankees when healthy? I don't.
it's weird, Tyler. And when I say he has autism, that's all pitchers do. We all have a little bit of a weird brain, but
Yeah,
you know,
the pitchertism is what
the
it is because
patriotism
those
is what they
guys
call it.
think like
It's like
maniacs.
it's a psychological thing, but you know, his last 7 games, 4-1, 1.73 ERA. That's the Trevor Rogers that we got accustomed to last year. But
Indeed,
I think another thing that plagues him is he's playing behind with this team behind him. It's this team that can't fundamentally outfield a junior varsity team in a 5A division in high school. I mean, you,
that's
you
another
got
issue.
pitcher you got a pitcher that his bread and butter is ground balls in play, and your star player that we're going to talk about in the next subject can't field a ground ball. It's you're going to run into dicey situations. I think it's going to come down to the price, but Trevor Rogers in his last 7, like I said, 4-1, 1.73 RA. If he keeps it up for the next 3 weeks and someone throws you something that you just can't pass up, Trevor Rogers is a great consolation prize to Tarek Skubal for whoever doesn't get Tarek Skubal in this market. I will say that
Yeah, sure. Especially when things are going well for him.
absolutely. If he in the next 3 weeks, if he has say 4 starts before the deadline and goes, I don't know, I mean, keeps it up 1.73 RA, so say 2.22 even. You're telling me a team isn't going to say in your last 10 games you're pitching to a 1.70 ERA, we don't want you? Come on now. Come on.
Sure. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what the market looks like for Trev. I'm sure there are teams, especially a lefty that is coming off a great year last year and has shown signs of being able to bounce back. It's not like he's been bad this season. It's not like he's the pitcher that he was in Miami. He has proven that he could be a good pitcher, whereas in Miami it was kind of a concern. Like, all right, we've seen him be good, but that was 3 years ago. It's like no, we saw Trevor Rogers be good yesterday and 5 days before that and 10 days before that. So everyone knows that Trevor is a worthy pitcher of, giving away some prospects for. But I do want to rotate over here into our final segment. And I hate having a conversation in like this light about this player, but it is so needed. And I feel like I want to be doing my job if I didn't start to prepare myself for it. And that's the Gunnar Henderson trait that is going to happen at some point. But before we dive into that, I'm curious as to where Gunnar Henderson even ranks amongst MLB shortstops. Like right now, like he's not a top 5 shortstop anymore. He's not better than Ellie De La Cruz, Bobby Witt. He's not better than Otto Lopez or CJ Abrams this season. Kevin McGonigal is gunning for him. Zach Neto, who strikes out a lot, is even having a way better year. Colson Montgomery, that's Gunnar Henderson to a T. Hit home runs, and Colson's doing that this year. Brian Rocchio has a higher OPS and WAR than Gunnar Henderson does. Brooks Liege, the player who we all thought was going to be a bust, has a higher OPS than Gunnar Henderson. Ezekiel Duran has a higher OPS and WAR than Gunnar Henderson. Willie Adames has a higher OPS than Gunnar Henderson. Jose Caballero has a higher OPS and 0.1 less WAR than Gunnar Henderson. There is an issue with Gunnar, and a lot of it, not a lot of it, but some of it is bad luck. Like yesterday, he had 100+ mile per hour double plays. And then today he had a 107 mile per hour ground into a double play. So like he's getting very unlucky, but you can tell that he's just so frustrated and he doesn't know what he has to do differently. And that's where the mentally weak comes in. That's where my mentally weak argument comes in. If you want to be the leader of this team that you've been self-appointed, like we all expected Gunnar to be the sole captain of this team. He's always been vocal. He's always played with emotion. And we all expected as soon as Anthony Santander left town that he was going to be the new captain. He was going to be the guy. He hasn't proved that. And I think now the pressure is mounting. He's becoming frustrated with himself. He's in his own head, and that's why he's not doing good at the plate. I hope the All-Star break is just a great time for him to clear his mind, go fish, do whatever the hell you got to do. But I still believe that there is hope for Gunnar. I just don't know how much longer the Orioles can be patient with him for. Because if he has like a great finish to the season, like let's say he's OPSing above 900 in the month of July, August, and September to end out the year, do you trade him in the offseason for a haul and then kind of do a little short, quick, sell, but you're buying at the same time? I don't know. It's one of those situations where I think there are going to be a lot of teams that would take Henderson in a heartbeat. And if you can get a player at a position of need, like you trade him to the Braves, what if you get Spencer Schwellenbach and Michael Harris? You know what I mean? Or what if you trade him to who's a team that needs a shortstop play? Help.
The Phillies. Fuck. Trey Turner sucks.
What if you trade him to the Phillies? Then Gunnar all of a sudden is your third baseman. Then you get back J.P. Crawford, Aiden Miller, Alec Bohm. You know what I mean?
I don't fucking Alec Bowman. I don't want Aiden Miller. His arm's broken. I would call them.
I'm just
No, I know.
spitballing.
I would call them and I would
Their
ask
prospects
for
suck.
Andrew Painter. I would ask. All right, start at the top. Christopher Sanchez. Give me Christopher Sanchez.
Okay.
Fuck the prospect shit.
Idea.
We're trading Gunnar Henderson. I don't care. No, but
Right.
and I'll feed off what you said, Tyler. And it's all mental. And the Orioles are not in a position to trade Gunnar Henderson now. I mean, his last 27 at bats, he's hitting 111 with a 219 on base percentage, 111 slugging. That's not tradable. His fielding sucks.
Golly.
It's disgusting.
Is that really what he's doing recently?
Last 27 at bats, 111. Last 15 games, 197 average, 275 OBP. It's disgusting. But I will say this: I will give Gunnar Henderson the benefit of the doubt because I think Gunnar Henderson is one of those guys. He's a winner, but he can't get out of his own head. And I think it's the surroundings around him. It's what we've talked about all episode. It's what we talked about just as an organization. It's an organizational issue. If he goes somewhere else, he'll be fucking incredible. And we know that. But this offseason, I don't think is the right time because I also think if Elias is gone, it changes a lot. And I would at least want to see 1 year without Elias here. Change culture. But, just to wrap up, the Gunnar Henderson thing is a sad thing. It's an issue, but it's being spotlighted too much. And Gunnar Henderson is the one guy I will give grace to because he at least tries. Gunnar Henderson will throw his helmet and get angry and get pissed off and care because he wants to be here. He wants
He
to
shows
win.
emotion. It's
He shows
needed.
emotion. It's better that he shows emotion and he's getting pissed off than just this whatever fuck this attitude.
Right.
If Gunnar Henderson was hitting 111 and didn't give a fuck, I'd be pissed. But Gunnar
Yeah.
Henderson cares. So fix the things around him, get the mental, fix the mental health around the clubhouse. I mean, get rid of the bullshit, Michael Elias, all that nonsense, and then go at it. And then if we're at the same point next year and Elias is gone and the same shit's happening, then you got to go, okay, we're not paying him 500 million. Where's he going? I think it comes down to you got to get a fresh start. That's the end of the day.
Man, I just need him to have one of those months where
Fuck
he
Tyler.
just
I thought he
goes,
was going to be a 40-40 guy this year.
oh,
Now he has
I need
40
it so
RBIs at
bad.
the All-Star break.
It's bad. I need it so bad. I need him to hit like 12 home runs in the month of August and have like 30 RBIs, and then I'll be happy again because I love Gunner and they always have. But even like the defense is like so lackadaisical. Like he made it a throwing error in the ninth inning today. Like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know. I just need more from him, like so much more, because I know that he's so much better than this. I was talking to my dad today, and I was taking him to a doctor's appointment, and we had the game on in the car, and he was like, "Man, I thought Gunner was going to be like an MVP this year." I'm like,
Me too.
yeah, dude, I did too. He had like a 290 batting average for like all of last season. I thought he was just,
He
I,
was Captain
I thought his
America in March.
right. I thought he was just working on his contact, right? And then his power was going to come back, and then all of a sudden, Gunner, in like at the end of the San Francisco Giants series, has a 963 OPS. And I'm like, oh, yep, all right, well, there's MVP Gunner again. And then at the end of the month, he went from a 963 OPS to a 764. So,
What the fuck are these hitting coaches that we're hiring?
shush.
It's every year, dude. These guys they have to outsource to go get, actual hitting coaches. These guys, the players have to go elsewhere to go get actual decent hitting tips. It's sad. It's sad.
I don't know what it is. But yeah, man, it's upsetting. You just gotta hope that something changes here. We're not gonna be the ones to do it, but if Clay was in front office, we'd have Derek Skubal and Aroldis Chapman. So at least that's something fun that you guys can look forward to if Clay ever gets hired by the Baltimore Orioles.
I deliver results.
Well, do you deliver wins? That's the real question. You can build a super team. It's up to the team that you put out on the field to win games, and the O's aren't doing that this season. Even after we thought this offense was going to be a wrecking crew, in Jeff
Oh,
Passan's words. So,
I promise you I'll be Dave Dombrowski before I ever pretend to be Michael Elias. At least I'll try and win.
all right, well that's good at least. But we're going to wrap things up here in today's episode. Once again, a quick shout out to our sponsor, O Squared Residential Design. If your kitchen or bathroom needs a championship level makeover, these are your MVPs. Just like Lamar Jackson, family operated excellence, serving the state of Maryland. Hit them up at osquaredesign.com.
The great
That's gonna wrap. Like Lamar Jackson, I'm so
the
excited for
great
football season.
Me too.
And you want to know what I'm gonna do tonight, Clay? I'm gonna watch the number one overall pick, AJ Bonsta, play Wizards Summer League for the first time, baby.
And he's gonna go against the guy that's gonna be better, Dean Peterson. Do
Darren
not play
Peterson's
Peterson.
ridiculous.
That
He is
guy's
ridiculous.
incredible.
I think it's very unfair though that the NBA scheduled Darren Peterson and the Utah Jazz to play 2 games a whole week before the Wizards played, because now it's like Darren already has 2 games under his belt where he scored 25 plus points in each game. If AJ DeBonsta comes out and scores like 18 points, it's like, oh, we couldn't score 28 like Darren did in his first game. It's like, bro, when are we discrediting 18 points? I'll take 18 points any day of the week for my starting small forward. But yeah, I'm excited. It'll be cool.
I'm so excited to watch Summer League. The Mavs are getting built right now, but I don't think anybody's really playing this first game of Summer League. I don't understand why the NBA let the Jazz play all those games. I mean, I feel like we've been watching games for a week of the same 4 teams.
Maybe because they're already out there west and Summer League's in Vegas. So maybe they're just like, all right, they're already out here. May as well play a few tune-up games or something like that. But
Too busy
who
signing
knows?
Chris Middleton.
Yeah, and the Wizards signed Chris Middleton. But we're not here to talk about NBA basketball. We're here to talk about the Orioles. So if you guys joined us, thank you guys once again. Please make sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Orioles Theory on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and X. Make sure to listen and download Orioles Theory's podcast on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Podcasts, YouTube. We got you guys covered for the whopping price of free 99, zero schmackaroos, dollars, pesos, stubs, whatever the hell you call them. We got you guys covered for free. For Tyler Barbaras, Clay Selgin, we appreciate you guys. Go O's. See you in the next one. Peace
Oh,
out.
take care, fellas.